What is going on, coffee lovers? My name is Caitlin. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to give you 4 different setups for only $100 to show you that you don't have to break the bank in order to make good quality coffee at home. Just like any other hobby you start to take seriously and invest in, making specialty coffee at home can get really expensive very quickly. And when you're just starting out, maybe you're new to the world, it can be super intimidating to look on social media or to look up different coffee setups and see how expensive, how much money these people are wanting you to spend up front. But the good news is you do not have to break the bank to start brewing good quality coffee. My daily pour over setup is $800 plus. But it didn't start that way, and yours doesn't need to start that way either. So we're going to be breaking down $100 setups. I think one of the most common questions I get asked from people just starting in specialty coffee is how much money should I be spending? What's the budget looking like? I'd say you need to spend a minimum of around $100. Now, don't get me wrong, I know $100 is a significant investment. That is a nice chunk of change, but you're going to get some solid stuff, and it's really going to help your coffee journey. And at the end of the day, it's a really solid starting point. Now, since you're likely just starting out and buying the very first items in your coffee setup, you need to focus on the necessities, and that's what these setups are going to focus on today. What are those necessities? Well, you're going to need a good quality burr grinder, some type of coffee brewer. You could throw in a scale if you want, and if you're going the pour over route, then a gooseneck kettle. For setup number 1, we're going to keep things very simple, only the bare necessities, the core things that you need to get you started right now. This setup is going to include an AeroPress. You guys know I love the AeroPress. It's one of the most versatile brewers out there on the market, and I highly recommend every beginner, every coffee lover should have one of these on their bar. But if you're looking for a place to start, the AeroPress is a great place to start. It's going to run you maybe $40. You're going to pair your AeroPress with a JavaPress manual hand grinder. You're going to be able to find one on Amazon anywhere from $40 to $50. It's on sale right now for $40 if you do want to go snag that up. Now, obviously, this is a hand grinder, so bear that in mind, but when you're looking at the cheaper kind of coffee setups, you kind of have to go the hand grinder way. The most important information when it comes to the JavaPress is that it's a conical burr grinder. That's exactly what you're looking for to provide consistent, quality grinds to take your coffee game to the next level. Now, assuming you're going to be able to get your AeroPress for $40 and your JavaPress for about $40 as well, that still leaves you $20 to play with. That's pretty sweet. You're going to want to go and find yourself a basic kitchen scale. When it comes to a good quality scale, you do not need to break the bank. There are tons of budget-friendly options on Amazon from $10, $15, all the way to $20, and that will fit 100% into this budget. The most important things you want to look for in a scale is one that tells you the time, so you can time your brew, and obviously the weight, so you can measure it and see what's going on and make sure you're being exact. For setup number 2, we're sticking with the AeroPress as our core brewer in this setup. If you couldn't tell already, I really like the AeroPress, and if you haven't bought one already, what are you waiting for? It's going to go brew you some amazing quality coffee, so go pick one up. But nevertheless, I digress. Back to setup number 2. Sticking with the AeroPress, you are going to downgrade your grinder a little bit here and get one of the Hario Skirton manual hand grinders. This is a really solid quality grinder. I say it's a downgrade because it has ceramic burrs instead of conical burrs, which our last grinder in setup number 1 had. But it's still going to get the job done for you, and it's only going to run you about $30 on Amazon. Now, you're going to take the Hario Skirton hand grinder, the AeroPress, and you're going to pair it with the Prismo attachment from Fellow Products. You've heard me talk about the Prismo attachment several times before. It works hand in hand with your AeroPress. It's a nice little gizmo that fits right on top, and it is going to turn your AeroPress into a espresso brewer. Keep in mind, this is not industry standard espresso. There's not quite enough pressure, but it's what we call espresso adjacent. It's close, and if you're just getting started out on a tight budget, it's the perfect introduction to espresso. It's going to brew you one shot of high quality coffee that is espresso. For setup number 3, we are diving into the world of pour over coffee, and that is where I like to camp out because I love me some pour overs. I think they are the best way to brew coffee, so you cannot go wrong with this setup. The core brewer of this setup is going to be the V6002 model, just the plastic clear one. You can literally find this on Amazon for about $10. You cannot find a cheaper way to make coffee than with one of these bad boys. And the best part is, it just fits right on top of whatever cup you want to use. How clutch is that? Now you are going to pair that bad boy with the Hario Skirton grinder that we just talked about in the last setup. It's going to get the job done. It's going to be fantastic in this setup as well. And at only $30, $35, it's perfect. Now, because we are diving into the world of pour over coffee, you are going to want to invest in a gooseneck kettle. Found a beautiful Bodum one here. Bodum makes some excellent quality equipment, really good stuff that doesn't break the bank. Just like this gooseneck kettle, it's going to run you about $35 on Amazon, so go check it out. Go pick that up for your setup. And of course, course, to pull setup number 3 completely together, you're going to want to go get yourself some kind of basic kitchen scale. Again, I'm going to put them up on the screen. You can find them for $10, $15, $20 on Amazon. Don't go crazy here. You do not need to break the bank. That is setup number 3. All right, we are on setup number 4, and if you made it this far, I'm going to reward you with our very first automatic grinder. It's time to ditch the hand grinders. Although they are budget friendly, can be quite precise in their grind abilities, it's time to move on up in the world to an automatic one. This was actually my very first grinder, and one that I still kind of use to this day in certain circumstances. So it's a really good quality automatic burr grinder, and that's the Cuisinart DBM8. Now, coming in at $60, that is going to eat up most of your $100 budget on a grinder. But the most important thing to note is that the grinder is actually the most important part of your coffee setup, other than the quality of coffee you're using. If there is one piece of equipment that you do want to splurge on and get better quality, it's the grinder. This Cuisinart grinder is a fantastic grinder. It's got a wide range. It won't do you espresso, but in this price point, you're not really looking for it to do espresso. It's a beast. Mine has lasted for years and years and years. Like I said, this was a part of my first coffee setup. We had this grinder with a Chemex and a stovetop gooseneck kettle. Now that particular setup is over $100, but you can definitely pair this with a 3-cup Chemex for only $30. You can also pair this with a Clever Dripper. With the Clever Dripper, you're going to be able to find them online anywhere from $20 to $30. Super reasonable. The great thing about the Clever Dripper is you can actually make it into a 2-in-1 brewer. Its traditional method with the stopper leads towards immersion brewing, which is good. It's not my favorite way to brew, very similar to a French press method of brewing, but it's going to brew you some good quality coffee. Now, if you want to go ahead and bypass the traditional stopper, you can turn it more into a pour-over device. Either way, it's a great brewer. It's going to fit right on top of a cup, just like a V60, and it's excellent for just starting out, and it fits in this price point budget. And if you want to get really fancy, just to tie it in all together, get yourself a kitchen scale. You will be able to find one for about $10 on Amazon that will bring this budget right to the $100. So you're going to get that Cuisinart automatic grinder, you're going to get yourself a Clever Dripper, and you're going to find yourself a kitchen scale as well. Beautiful setup that's going to get you moving forward on your coffee journey. There you have it. These are 4 excellent setups you can start rocking with for only $100 to take your coffee game to the next level. If you have $100, yes, this is Canadian money. It's not Monopoly money. It is real. But if you have $100 burning in your pocket and you want to spend it and invest it in good quality coffee, I'm thinking any of these 4 setups will get you well on your journey. Let me know down in the comments below which of the 4 setups you think is best. Do you own any of these coffee setups? Would you change anything? I want to know all about it in the comments down below. I'm going to leave links as well in the description so you can go check out any of the gear that I recommended and go get yourself a beautiful $100 coffee setup. Brewing good quality coffee at home doesn't have to break the bank. It doesn't have to be crazy expensive. Just shop smart. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and please hit that subscribe button to join our coffee community. My name is Caitlin. I'm a coffee roaster from Toronto, Canada. I'll leave my coffee in the description down below as well. Please go check it out. It would mean the world to me. But regardless, I just want to help you brew better coffee and get started on your coffee journey. Coffee is so much more than the fast food coffee industry wants us to think it is, and I want to help you dive into that world. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like it. Leave me a nice comment down below and go get started on your $100 coffee setup. Peace out.